So
Okay.
why don't we call
right.
the meeting to order?
Yes, sir.
Just a reminder for everyone, this meeting is being recorded as per the Mass General Law requirements, and there's more to that safe harbor statement, right, Dick?
Right.
Have you got it?
No, I don't have it handed you.
No.
Well, all we need to do is it's being recorded. Let me just see if it's on the front.
Volume is up all the way.
All right, well, the meeting is being recorded anyway.
So Dick, do you want to call roll?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next. Norm Cheever,
Here.
Mike Coombs,
Here.
Mike DeBay,
Here.
Dick Granels here, Scotty Graves,
Here.
Eric Muller,
Here.
Paul Murphy.
Here.
Okay, we got everybody. We got a quorum. We got everybody.
Did you call
Okay.
Norm? I missed it. Okay.
So meetings came to order at 7 o'clock even,
Yep.
and it is being recorded, as I said earlier. And I took the attendance. So minutes from the 3:14 meeting.
Just
we have any comments?
A quick thing, and we have no guests.
And no guests right now. They may join later.
Yep.
Okay, so
Minutes.
minutes. Anybody have any comments on the minutes changes or?
Norm does
Norm?
Okay.
on page 2, number 8.
Yeah,
Okay, it's gonna say Chapter 91 LPP summary. Norm presented data on Congamon Chapter 91 licenses, period.
period.
Give
And
me
then
one
add
second.
scratch
Okay.
and put he noted
Okay,
that that his research went back to 1964, period.
to 1964?
Yep.
Oh, 64 for the chapter 91. Okay,
Yep. Currently, there are 13 active Chapter 91 licenses, period. That's the change.
13 active chapter 91 licenses. Period.
That information isn't correct.
Okay,
What do you mean?
Teresa Corona is listed as holding a chapter 91, and that's not factual.
Oh, I don't have that spreadsheet in front of me right now,
It-
but I know
it was
her,
listed-
I know her name was there.
Yes, it was listed that she did have one.
and
Yeah.
that you're correct, Paul. I know that. Yeah. It was voided by Mass
Yeah.
DEP.
David
Okay, so-
Cameron.
So she had one
Had
Yes.
past
No
tense.
and
longer.
it was voided.
Mhm.
So I don't believe she's one of the 13.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
then we're good. All right. So I've
Then
got
Dick, I'll make a
so Dick-
motion that with that change, we can accept the meeting minutes.
okay.
I'll second.
So that
I'll
was Mike
second.
D. And second was who?
Paul Murphy.
Paul.
Paul. And all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. All right, I've got to run down the Norm Cheever,
Aye.
Mike Coombs,
Aye.
Mike DeBay,
Aye.
Dick Granels, aye. Scotty Graves,
Aye.
Eric Muller,
Aye.
Paul Murphy
Aye.
is affirmed. Unanimous. Okay. Got it. Moving on. Let's go
Dick,
to the
quick
next.
question. So you're
Yeah.
going to make the changes to item 8, page 2.
Yes, because
Okay.
I have the original of that.
Got it. Done.
Okay. Concom update would be from Norm.
There's 3 items from the April 1st meeting. 34 Iroquois Iroquois Drive, they had an RDA that we rejected the RDA and told them they had to come back with an NOI. And it's for the proposed changing of, removing 2 concrete walls and replacing them. And replacing the stairs down to the lake with granite stairways. So that'll be again on the meeting for the next meeting.
Okay,
Then we had the issue on 530 Griffin Road on the LPP application for a variance. This is Nancy Drury's house.
Yep.
And everything, we had 2 site meetings. And everything got totally confused for a while because not too many years ago, they moved the state marker for
that's
the-
not correct. I mean,
can-
they claim that, but that Connecticut, what do you call it, surveyors went out and verified that it never moved.
Well, then they put the Suffield runoff pipe on Massachusetts property.
Oh, well, now that's a problem.
But Randy was there and he didn't have any issues with it. But anyways, I did propose an alternative that I believe meets everybody's satisfaction. And basically Nancy Drury can keep her boat where it currently is, which was to the right of the runoff storm pipe.
Okay,
The association, if they move their dock 24 feet from the runoff pipe and put their dock in, and the dock will then be 14 feet from the brick wall owned by Betty Ayotte.
okay,
And Betty must keep her dock at least 25 feet to the south or to the west
west, yeah,
of the brick wall.
okay,
Because we don't have a survey. Somebody has lost property, and I think it's the association, but I'm not sure. But we had all parties on the line, and I believe they have reluctantly agreed to this alternative.
yeah,
Okay, so that one should be done.
good, good.
And then the third item was the discussion of making a liaison from the Southwick Conservation to the Suffield Conservation Commission. And that was approved, and I was nominated for that position. So I will be attending meetings for both LMC and Concom on that subject.
Excellent.
The first meeting was scheduled for last Tuesday. It was canceled. So 2 weeks from that Tuesday will be the next meeting, which will be my
All right.
first one there.
So Norm, at those meetings, you're gonna represent both Southwick Concom and Southwick LMC and Congamon LMC.
That is correct.
That's real good.
Okay, so. and
Now, they
that's my
should, I know that Jason Perone has been trying to also get a meeting with the first selectman there, and so far has not been successful in doing that.
Yep.
He saw me the other day.
Okay. I did send him an email saying to make sure that he included me on any meeting notices.
Excellent.
So.
Now,
That's
Norm,
great,
can you,
Norm.
as you normally would do, summarize your Concom things because Eric is the one taking notes on this and will be penning the minutes.
So I think I got the gist. So what I do is when I put the minutes together, I'll make sure that they get run by you, Norm.
That's
Make
fine.
sure that you're on board. I think I got the gist. And if I missed
Okay.
it, you can fix it.
Okay,
That works.
great.
Norm, you're up for the planning board, MPAC.
Yes, two items to report there. The planning board finally approved the master plan with some minor changes. They did that this past Tuesday meeting. It was in today's paper. And then the committee that's going to be the master plan implementation committee will report to the select board.
Okay,
Okay. And one member will be from the select board, one member will be from the planning board. The planning board will nominate one other person. The select board will nominate one other person, and it's undecided who the fifth person is going to be nominated by.
so TBD.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Now, I did say I had interest in serving. Who knows whether I'll be accepted or not.
okay.
And that's my update, and that should actually be the last. Well, in your package, you got the action items from the master plan for the public facilities and services. I owe you, I think, two more. I'll get those probably in the next meeting or two.
Okay,
And then we'll be done with the master plan updates.
okay.
Okay,
Now, we don't have Jerry, are you all set then, Norm?
I'm set.
Okay, we don't have
Can
Jerry.
Dick, can I
Patrick
ask
on.
Norm a question on that subject before we
Sure.
move on?
Go ahead.
Norm, I want a question just for my own clarification. Before we were looking at these and they always had all the different committees that were subcommittees in this town that were gonna take actions and stuff. Are these all gonna be headed by this implementation committee now? Is that what's gonna happen?
They are going to actively monitor the progress of those action plans being implemented.
Okay, so different groups will still have the actions. It's just a matter of,
That's correct.
okay, thanks.
Yep.
Thanks,
I
Dick.
hope that you wind up being the representative, be that fifth person, because that kind of brings everything together with both conservation and lake management in a nice tight bundle, It's not third party.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a true statement and be glad to serve, but we'll wait and see.
Is there anything we can do to help prompt that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Anybody
Yeah,
else
so
on that?
So I guess to develop that question a little further, Norm, would there be any value in in a motion from LMC, basically saying, hey, LMC thinks this would be a great idea?
Probably wouldn't hurt. If you want to go ahead and do that, that's fine with me.
All right, so if it's all right, I'll make a motion that we pen an email to to the board there, saying that we think it would be very good to have Norm in that position of the fifth person, because he has this very broad perspective, both in Suffield, in Southwick with Concom and LMC, and then with the visibility into the neighboring town of Suffield with his liaison position for both Concom and LMC into the Concom at Suffield.
Okay. And do we have a second on that? So the motion is from,
I'll second it, Dick. Mike
okay,
DeVay.
second is Mike D. And motion was Eric.
Yeah.
And all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Okay. Run down the Norm Cheever,
Aye.
Mike Coombs,
Aye.
Mike DeBay,
Aye.
Dick Reynolds, aye. Scotty Graves,
Aye.
Eric Muller, aye.
Aye.
Eric Muller, sorry. All right, need an Eric Muller, aye.
Aye.
Paul Murphy,
Aye.
Unanimous, okay, and affirmed. All right. Next, we have the hydrilla. Interesting thing on the hydrilla. We've been talking about this a lot, and this person from DCR has been, and you have the everything in here. It starts on page 20, and there's actually an update since then. But on page 20 was the original plan of what Solitude was going to do if we were just doing this on our own. In other words, with town funds. So then, if you go to page 22, there's Kara Slawowski from DCR. She's the one that found the hydrilla at the cove by South Ramp.
Yeah.
And she is the one working for she works for DCR, and her thing is that she is up to her eyeballs in the work on how to fix the Connecticut River and any other place that this hydrilla gets into. So she's the liaison for the Commonwealth with the Army Corps of Engineers, who are the gurus for getting rid of hydrilla. They have the R for the feds, and they have the money from the feds to do it. So that said, she had put in what started out to be $25,000 for Congamond to do a more extensive, study, and it would be over 3 years. And then it turned out when it got in there, it was for $250,000, an extra zero. So she has been working with Solitude and myself, and with the company that you also have on there. Let me see, what's their name? Bear with me a second.
Antec?
Sandtech. So they're already locked in. Sandtech they're kind of a tank, and they're really focused on environmental issues. So Sandtech is under contract with with DCR, as is Solitude. And they have made an offer, which is summarized in here, to have a 3-year program fully funded by this grant, which will do a lot more than just look for plants and treat them. And you can read about it. This eDNA and rDNA, 2 different ways that they can assess whether there is hydrilla and where it is. The one gives them, I guess the way it was described to me by Kara is that it sloughs off, and when it does, and it's micro, it's like sand, grains of sand, and when it does, the DNA can detect it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet away from the plants. And then they can actually, between the rDNA and the eDNA, they can find it, and that helps with the treatment. So it's more accurate when you get rid of it. The disadvantage of the one is that when the plants start to die, they break up and they scatter these, the particles of hydrilla, dead particles, but the DNA still detects that it's there. So they use a combination of the rDNA and the eDNA to determine what's still live and what's dead. And we're not paying for that. And that whole study, actually, they would do a full assessment of Congamond. Then they do a treatment. Then they do another assessment and another treatment if required. And then a final assessment and reports. All courtesy of the Army Corps of Engineers and the DCR. So I have already passed this on to Doug Moglen, and because the select board has to approve any grants. But this is fully funded effort on Hydrilla and anything that has to do with Hydrilla. So that's far and above what our original plan was to just have Solitude treat it and, check it, treat it, and then recheck it and be done and give a report. So we really, this is, and it's for 3 years. Excuse me, and it can be renewed, which makes it even better.
Yeah, that's terrific.
So,
Sounds like a no-brainer to me.
right,
have to vote?
exactly.
Do we have to vote on that or anything?
No.
Doug just has to approve it.
We could do a vote that we support it, which I think would probably be a good idea.
Okay.
We don't have a say as to whether the grant can be.
Right.
We're not the ones that sign for a grant. It's the select board. But
Right.
I think it would be a good idea to have a vote that we support it.
All right, so is that, as chair, is it okay for you to create the motion?
Yeah, I
Sure.
make the motion, Eric, to
Oh,
support
okay.
Mike Coombs.
I
Okay,
would second.
Mike Coombs
Okay.
and Paul Murphy.
Is a second, yeah. And the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Unanimous. Let me go down the roll call. Norm Cheever,
Aye.
Mike Coombs,
Aye.
Mike DeBay,
Aye.
Dick Granels, aye. Scotty Graves.
Aye.
Excuse me. Eric Muller,
aye,
Paul Murphy.
Aye.
Okay, it's affirmed. Great. So I will send a note accordingly to Doug Moglen.
Mhm.
And Carl Steinhardt retired back on the 29th. 29th was whatever the Friday was. Yeah. And at any rate, he is staying on to kind of help with the new CAO, which was announced. And she's from Hardwick, Mass. And I don't know what her start date is, but Carl is, with his familiarity with government and everything else, is going to kind of help that transition period for several months. It isn't just a day or two.
That'd be great.
So, yeah, I mean, I think and he's so familiar with this kind of stuff. And what I'm looking to do, and I've asked Kara to do, is what's the best way to get the money to us? And I had a thought, and she's going to run it up her flagpole, is to do a town contract like we did with Office of Fishing and Boating Access. Those are very easy to do. All it means that we spend the money first and get reimbursed. So the select board has to buy into that because we're spending, 25, 50K, and then the town gets all the money back. So, at any rate, I see this as personally, I see this as a big plus. And Kara is really, really a brilliant person there from DCR. She is really into this stuff and has been so helpful. I send her an email and I get a response immediately. So, and
Dick,
as you
this
can
is
see,
Mike
we
DeBay. I
already
have
got
a question for you.
yeah.
I mean, this project with Tara, it sounds outstanding, and we are very fortunate that she's jumped into this. The question I have is, what's your read on impact this will have on anything to do with dredging in that South Cove off of the ramp?
unrelated.
Nothing. It's
Unrelated.
actually dredging the South Cove is a good thing to do. I kept her involved with every part of that.
Okay, no argument whether it's a good thing or not. I'm 100% favor of it. I just wondered what you thought it would have, if any, for impact.
Well, it's
Because
two
there's hydrilla
entirely
there,
different
from what she said.
It's
two entirely different
buckets.
programs. The dredging is state funded. The hydrilla is federally funded.
Yep. Okay,
So, And I did check on the grant status. And they hope to have notification out in the June timeframe as to who won and who didn't. So,
Okay.
you know, that's good news.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, the
So-
next item is South Ramp Building.
Yeah. Now, question I have for everybody is, there's two coming on this. Do we want to meet on the 25th? Which would be our normal fourth Thursday of the month. That's a yay or nay. And then if we do meet on the 25th, do you want to meet as a hybrid meeting, or do you want to wait till everybody is back from the Fun in the Sun,
Mhm.
which will be the first week in May, the first meeting in May?
First meeting in May.
So we'll do one more Zoom
I-
meeting.
what do we have that we have to cover at the next meeting? Is there something we need to cover, or is just regular stuff?
The 25th will probably be pretty much regular stuff. I mean, we can not have one if you want. That I'd like to vote on if we do.
Yeah,
Hey, Dick, it's Scotty. I personally am going to
Yeah.
be out of the country on the 25th, and I'm not back until about May 15th, right around that time frame.
Okay, so you'd miss the
You missed the
11th. The
first.
meeting on May is what, the 9th, I think. Yes,
I
the
will miss
9th.
it.
So you won't be back until after.
Yep.
So,
How does everybody else feel about it?
I'm
The
gonna be here
25th.
for both of them, and my preference is in-person meetings, but that's just my opinion, preference.
So
Anybody else?
Shall we,
It's not the end. It's not the end of the world if I miss a meeting. I mean, you know.
so.
No,
the
I just want to
question-
make sure we're gonna have a quorum.
So the
if we do have
question
one.
is, do we want to have the meeting on April 25th?
Right. So it
I
sounds,
would say no.
what I'm hearing is no.
So let's see, who's making the motion?
Mike Coombs, I'll make the motion that we don't have a meeting on April 25th. Due to
Okay.
ele-
And a second,
Scotty will second it.
okay? And both Scotty and Mike are away, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
and all in favor,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed? Abstain? Okay, down the roll again. Norm Cheever,
Aye.
Mike Coombs,
Aye.
Mike DeBay,
Aye,
Dick Granels, aye. Scotty Graves,
Aye.
Eric Muller,
Aye.
Paul Murphy.
Aye.
All right, affirmed, unanimous. Okay. And, so under other,
Well, no, we didn't
Page 30.
hit the South Ramp Building.
say again?
South Ramp Building.
It's on your
I still
agenda.
didn't catch you,
It's on the agenda. We didn't talk about it.
but I missed what you said.
The South Ramp building.
Oh, no, I don't have anything new on that. I'm waiting for, I've been scratching a design. I'm trying to find somebody, hopefully Ty and Bond will volunteer because they did the design for the North Ramp one. They did the visitor center. This is a very simple building, and I'm hoping that they'll offer to scratch out something for us. It'd be a very simple 1-story, no attic or anything. It would have a ramp attendant area, a restroom, and all handicap access. And it will. I'm envisioning something about 12 feet by 18 feet, roughly.
Do you have sewer over there, Dick, to have a bathroom? I think it's a porta potty.
Yeah,
isn't
we
it?
have sewer there. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
And there's always the lake. No, there is sewer. The sewer main comes right by there and it's low pressure and we'd have a
Okay.
grinder pump. We've already got
Okay.
one.
Okay, good,
And
Okay,
we have water there too.
very good.
So, and it would go, you know, the grassy area, on the south side of the entrance.
Where the big board is.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the big board would move over to the north side.
Yep.
The hexagonal building will come out of there completely. And the other good thing is it will open up that entrance so it's a two-way entrance and exit, as opposed to right now, you know, it's just one lane wide.
Mhm.
So we do gain a lot of good things out of putting a building on that other side. And the Office of Fishing and Boating Access said they would pay for it.
Very
That's
good.
even better.
perfect.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get this at least committed before Doug Cameron retires, which is June 30th. So I've been kind of working on that.
A quick question on that, Dick. Also, there was a boating facility for the police boat. Is that still through Doug Cameron also?
north ramp.
Yes, and it's the agreement. I'll have to remind the chief again, but he sent the agreement to our town council for review, and he's got to follow up and make sure they say A-OK. So I'm just gonna make myself a note. I'll email him again. SPD Boathouse review,
A quick-
contract review.
A quick comment on that, Dick. Do we have a new police chief or that's not taking effect at this time? I thought I
It
saw,
it takes effect when the other one, when Bob Landis retires, which is June 30th,
oh, June 30th.
Red Banish takes over.
Right, okay,
So we're trying to get all this done because both retire the same day, both Doug and Bob Landis. So we're running
Because-
against the clock.
okay.
Okay, other, look like the first thing on other has to do with, our missing, we need a ramp supervisor and we need an LMC secretary, right?
Right. And that's page 34. Karen Shute turned in her resignation for both LMC secretary and the ramp supervisor. And so we are looking for a ramp supervisor. I have one application. We've got some additional applications for ramp attendants. And I'm reviewing the additional ones. 5 are returning from last year. 5 ramp
Okay.
attendants. But most of them are students, are college students now. And they were good ramp attendants, but they can't start till they get home from college, which is mid-May. So we do have 2 that are returnees of the 5 who could work before that. So, but we need a ramp supervisor. We need somebody that's going to run the money back and forth and make the deposits and all that good stuff. And that's what the supervisor does. So we're hoping, I do have an application for one, and I'm hoping that turns out to be a plus.
Good.
But we do not have an application. We have not solved the secretary issue because the secretaries that they have in the pool, they can't the select board will not let them go over 18 hours total. And they had one that resigned and actually 2 have left. So it left a big hole. The planning board secretary is not there and there's another one not there. And they have not opted to fill those positions full time now. They're using the pool and they, like I say, they can't work over 18 hours. So, right now, we do not have anybody to fill that. I'm still working, trying to get, if they get another pool secretary, which I'm hoping they do, then we could use that person until we get a permanent one. So that's where we stand on that. If anybody knows anyone who is interested in either being a ramp attendant or a ramp supervisor, in case this doesn't work out, please have them contact me.
So Dick, when I look at this, so the ramp supervisor is $18 an hour. The secretary at the present is $16.37. So if we have the same person, they get paid two different amounts depending on what they're doing?
Yes, that's the way it's been.
Great.
They're two different accounts. One is a town account, you know, is town funds. The
Yeah.
secretary is town funded, and the ramp part is ramp funded, you know, ramp receipts funded. So-
So,
Is there any way, Dick, to change those rates to try
No.
to entice people to come to do it?
No, select board sets those, both of them. We already
So-
tried.
So one thing, when I look at page 35, it doesn't, if I were somebody applying for one of these jobs, one of the questions would be, okay, great, it's $18 an hour. How many hours am I gonna get?
Well, the secretarial position is,
No,
there's
I see that one, because
The other one,
say what the budget is.
the supervisor as doing the ramp part of it is
Mhm.
typically been between the two. Let me do it two ways. Karen, between her jobs with the ramp supervisor and the secretarial, in the summer, in the peak time, she would get anywhere from 35 plus hours per week.
Mhm.
And so out of that, there's $6,000 in the kitty for the secretarial position. So you can do the math and back it out to total hours per year. And the other one is pretty much what they want to work, because the supervisor, in her case, she would do the morning shift and set up all of the tournaments on weekends. So if there's somebody that's, interested, there's some pretty good hours there to do that. But I kind of need to know ASAP, because we're really crippled right now.
Yeah.
Even if there's a hint of interest, have them call me. So anyway, now let's see if there's anything else in here. Karen Shoot Pass will need 3 more ramp attendants. There's an interesting article to read. It starts on page 38 and it's 5 pages long. That's from my alma mater, from University of Rhode Island, who has the oceanographic arm of University of Rhode Island. The College of Oceanography, I think it's called, something like that. And they do a lot of oceanographic research. They do have a bathyscaphe, there's one of these submarines, and they work very closely with federal government and with the between Coast Guard and everybody under the sun, doing research on what's below the surface of the oceans. So they are heavily into this bacteria, algae, and toxins, and they're actually looking at it for medical purposes now. So what's in that water is possibly going to help mankind fight some diseases. So you can read that article at your leisure. Pretty interesting. And if I get any more, I'll pass them on.
All right, so it looks like we've run through the agenda. Does anybody want to make a motion that we adjourn?
Before you do that, Eric, let's confirm our next meeting is the 9th
May
of
9th.
May.
And it'll be a hybrid.
is that gonna be a hybrid meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay. And we have a motion to adjourn, somebody?
Yeah, Mike Coombs, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, and a second,
Mike DeBay.
Mike DeBay. And all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain? Motion unanimous. And we adjourned at 7:41 PM.